Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Pro Tips video. We're looking at Excel and how to print properly. This is my third time recording this take because there's every single time something going wrong and I'm just about to jump up and down screaming from joy. Okay, so you open up this document and you want to print it, or your boss gave it to you to print, or whatever the case might be. When you go to print, you realize that, oh, obviously it's not going to work because I already changed this with the previous type. So by default, it should look like this. It's only printing the first couple of columns, 63 pages worth of documents to be printed, which is not on. If you look at your document, and if you zoom in, like so, you will see there is a dotted line over there and a dotted line over there. These lines denote the page, the printing size or the print area. Right, so check, if we say print preview, we see it goes up to the end of address. If we look here, end of address, there's a dotted line. Right. There's a reason why I'm pointing that out. Oh, because of this, you can set a print area. So if you want that to print and only that, you highlight whatever it is, you go to page layout, and you say print area, and you select set print area. Alright, and now if you do your print preview, it's going to look the same without the trailing part at the bottom. Like, well, okay, but it's still not fitting onto one page, even if you set print area. The important part is this part here, scaling. You can select that and you can say fit all columns onto one page, which is super useful, which is the go-to method. Or you can play around with the other ones, right? But this is cool. You can also decrease or increase the margins depending on how small you want the text to be on your page. If you see it's too small and it's not that much rows, you can obviously just rotate the document and then it fits better, right? Okay, so that's the one option. But say now you need to print all of these records, all of them. Well, first thing I would suggest is find out what is critical data in the list. Maybe you can sort of hide a column that is not that. For example, the notes field here. This is not critical information because it's the same for every single column, right? So you can hide it. Why do you want it? And then you've got the rest. And you could try and resize the name column, the client code. You can resize all of them and see if anything fits better. Oh, if we do that, this is going to mess it up completely. So now we can decide, okay, well, even if it cuts off the country, we don't really care because that is not critical information for this project. So if we go to print now, we change it back to portrait orientation, and we say print, ignore print area, because now we want the whole document. And there we go. It's big enough, it's legible, and it's there. Fantastic. So there's another thing that I want to point out. These white and grey shading on the rows are fantastic if you have to print, especially print or just view online Excel list, because it's not as hard on your eyes and you can quickly move about with your eyes. And if you see, okay, it's just easier to follow a line. The way you do that, the quickest and easiest way, there's a couple of ways to do it, but let's just get the highlighting all in white again. There we are. Oh no, my mistake. So we say no full. We don't want any full. All right. The quickest way of getting those grey iterations is if you go to this one of the lines, first one or the second one, whichever, and you highlight it and you select a color. There we go. So we've got one grey. Now select the grey line or the grey area with the adjacent line. It's like one grey, one white. Highlight them in Format Painter. This is a very useful tool. Select the next line and then just highlight all of it. And it'll do the color variations for your entire data set, which makes it a lot easier to read. pro tip, right? Go to the top line, Control B on your keyboard. Let's get you to this view quick. Go to your top line, you press Control B to bold it. If you need to put in, it's not the cell border lines are sort of the thing of the past, in my opinion. It looks ugly and you don't need them. But if you really feel that you need cell borders, then you can highlight the part that you want borders in, right click, and then you say format cells, and then with the borders, just do inside borders if you want. That sort of looks modern enough, right? Okay, there you go. Let's see the print preview. Okay, so there's a list. What if, I see we still have a little bit of time left, so what if you have to now make it professional? Do like a proper document with a header and a footer. That's easy enough. You go here at the bottom, see those icons there. That one is your page layout view, if I remember correctly. Page layout, yes. So you click on that, and then you've got this view here, which is an awesome view, right, for printing purposes. So here you can say, this is a restricted document, and press pause will be prosecuted. Alright, so there's your header. Yeah, that's funny. So it now went over into the next thing, whatever, that's fine. So let's just say confidential, right? You could actually just use one of the predefined ones. So there we've got sheet 1, page 1, blah, blah, confidential. Ta-da, it does it for you. But what if you have a logo to pop in there, right? You have a company logo that you need to place in there, and now I'm thinking I don't have a logo to use. Let's quickly get to our other view. This view here. No, this view here. Let's get into that one there, and then we need to quickly find a picture to simulate a logo. That one there. Save image as, and we're going to save it at this PC. Then we're going to put it in a. There we go. Okay, cool. So we've got our logo. So now we've got to have to put a logo in here. So we click on that first header field, and we go to insert. No, we click on it. No. Interesting. How should we go about it? Just take that out. We click on the first header, insert. Oh, it's interesting. Why is it not allowing me to insert a picture now in the header? Let's go to page layout. This is pretty good. We've got all the things there. We've got that there. Where is my... Let's go here. No, man. Why is everything grayed out? Header and footer. Ah, there we go. Sorry. Header and footer. You go to the header and footer menu. My apologies. Sorry. Let me zoom you back in as well. Zoom that one. Okay. So you go to header and footer, and you insert a picture and work offline. That's good enough. It'll direct you to your local computer storage, and you go to your A drive and you find it there. There's the logo, company logo, right? And boom, there's the logo. If it is oddly sized and you need to now resize it, a lot of people are under the impression you can't resize a picture in your header of an Excel file. You can. You just go to format picture, and here you can set the height and width. So it seems to me like we're going to need it to be 60% of the initial size to fit in nicely. There we go. That's it. That's how easy it is. If you want to increase the space around that now, you can pull this down here. That's your margin for the top thing. And the same settings apply as it does for a Word document, in the sense of different first page header. The header will be different for the first page and then the other pages. If you the same things apply for you. I'm assuming you know how to do headers and footers. So if you look at your print preview, then again, there we go. There's your nice header. All of it Something I want to point out just quickly while we're on this topic. Check page setup, and if you now set your document to limit and whatever, if you're now limiting, you'll see sometimes the printout becomes off-centered. Just go to margins and center on page horizontally, or if you want to vertically as well, to make sure that your actual printout is nice and centered in the page. It's sort of important. It looks nice. One thing to note is these settings that we applied here is only applying to this worksheet. Check what happens if we say now print entire workbook. Right? So page 1 will be formatted. Don't kid yourselves. You're gonna waste a lot of paper with this. Say you want to print now and you see, oh, it's still looking nice, and we change it to entire workbook. Wait for it. It's only the first sheet. So if you go to later pages, the page formatting only applies to the current sheet in your workbook. The other sheets you have to still go and format. Aha! What is this? This is the other sheets, and it's unformatted. You see, it's cutting off. You've got 246 pages going here. So this is a problem, right? So remember that. If you now have to do the entire book, you have to apply formatting to each and every sheet. Alright. Cool, so that is my tips on printing. There's not much else to be said about printing. I cannot think of any other tips. Can you print from VB Script? Yes, you can. We will do that in a VB Script video. Sure. One more thing on printing. Be kind and add page numbers. A lot of times in the workplace, I've seen that people print like a worksheet that has 1,000 pages, and then there's not one page number on there. And someone stacked it improperly, and the pile fell over, and now they're out of order, and everyone is lost. Another tip, sorry, there's one more tip for printing. See, we've got our heading row here. This is sort of important. So if we now go and we say our print preview, sorry, this is very important. We go print, and there we've got our heading row, right, on the first page. But what about the second page? It's not going to have a heading row. And now we get lost, because what is this field for? This column, what does it represent? So if you go to page setup, there's a way of fixing it, right? You go to header footer, no. Let's just see options. I just want to see the options there. No. Where was it? Where was sheet? There we go. Print titles, rows to repeat at top, right? We want, we need to go find this real quick. So let's just do this. Let's get back to our sheet. We want this row to be repeated. Oh, it's in the wrong view. So go back to your other view. Select the row, I think, that you want repeated. So let's say print. There we go. And we say page setup. And this is super important, guys. Print professionally. Include those top rows, man. That's really, it's non-negotiable. Print area is that to that. Oh, wait, we've got that. Print area. Let's quickly have a look here. So, page layout. Let's just make sure. Print titles. Let's check that there quick. Okay, sorry. Before you go to your print preview, just go to the page layout and print titles option here, and then you select the rows to repeat on top of your, right? That row there, the entire first row. Huh? Yes, please. And then you can also do the same for columns on the left. If you're now going to go over a page and not include all columns on the page. So if you go to print preview now, there we go. Let's see the next page. You see. You've got those very useful, very necessary headings on each and every page. Right? This is printing like a boss in Excel, so include them. It's important. Otherwise, that's about it for printing. I mean, there's not much else to be said about printing. Thank you for paying attention, and remember about your print titles. And yeah, thanks guys. See you in the next one. Right? Ciao, ciao, ciao.